Yo, testing. So we do have... Okay. All right, so we do have our first matchup here in day 2 for these qualification matches for the bottom 2 seeding spots in for our upcoming $500 3v3 bracket on Sunday, which is in about 2 days. Just kind of doing this about last second. That's all right. We do have Divio wanting to spectate these 2 matches, although he is a part of a one of the 4 teams that are going to be competing tonight. You know, it'd be a good idea to win all of these series if you're coming through from any of the team's perspective, just because of how many teams are fighting for 2 positions, 8 total. And I believe 2 are already officially knocked out. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and... how's this bracket set up? More of a group stage. Many as you can. Before there's no hope, there is always hope. If you get 9th seeding and before the bracket has started and someone drops, then you get pushed up to play in the bracket because you would be 8th. So that's pretty much how it's going to work. We're going to have these teams in a line. Eight teams in total. 2 are already not going to make top 8. I'm just trying to give Sly a better perspective here, as I will start to invite both Fago. Party invites. 1-tap Steph alt. That sounds a bit concerning. I feel like that's Divio. I feel like that's definitely Divio. Yeah, and that is one of the teams that is going to be playing tonight as well as 1-tap Steph, Koro, and Divio. A bit of an interesting dynamic. But I will get first, right off of the bat, I'm going to get Sly in here, or at least I'm going to invite him to the party, which is Sly, Heritage, and Eon. Or, of course, they do have a 4th as well. I think Eon is actually the sub. But obviously, you're able to bring your sub in here to these matches. That's Heritage and the Twinser. And looks like Eon is the one that's going to be playing. So, you know, the way that it kind of unfolded, I would assume that Eon was the one that was performing, you know, either in these pre-qualification matches or in the actual bracket. And, you know, their original 3rd is going to be the sub. I'm going to go ahead and invite... Let's look at Divio in here. Is that enough? Yeah, okay, we can have 8 people inside. Probably should have invited Divio last. That's alright. We're going to go ahead and get Fago in here now. As this will be the first match, once again, of the 4 teams playing each other all once. Which, let me do the math real quick. I believe that's 6 matches, 6 best-of-3 series. So we're definitely in for a ride. We're going to try and get these series done as quickly as possible. Maybe we'll split them up into 2 videos, but I'm not entirely sure. You know, it's going to be a long process if, of course, we make it into 1 video in terms of uploading it. I'm going to go ahead and message Fago, though. I did let him know that... you know, we kind of try to split these up into 2 groups. So yeah, Fago's just kind of wondering what his first game is. That was about 5 minutes ago. Yeah, Fago jumping in here. And this is actually the series that was most heavily anticipated by me. alongside Toxin. We were in a voice chat, and we both thought that this series is probably the most exciting out of all of the series that we might be seeing tonight, or in terms of pre-qualification in overall. It's going to be Fago's team, Fago, Riz, and to my understanding, Blah. Let me go ahead and check real quick. I'm going to go ahead and check the bracket view. It's, and then Dre the Bay is a substitution. There were a lot of last-second substitutions as well. Dre the Bay is the substitution for Riz and Fago. I'm not entirely sure if Riz is going to be showing up. I'll send Fago another invite, though. Just waiting on this second team to come and join. And these are hosted on the US Eastern servers. If you guys have absolutely no clue what's going on and you're watching this video, we are hosting a $500 3v3 bracket coming up in 2 days on June 4th on Sunday. And these 8 teams are currently playing against each other to essentially see who will make it into the bottom 2 seeds. So there's currently a set amount of 6 teams in the bracket. They're actually already seeded as well, but we're going to wait before we give that information out. There it is. Okay, so we do have Fago joining up. Divio didn't really accept my invite. He's in a game. It's 32-0. What? Okay, Divio's on. Divio's doing something. Yes, let's see. Fago brought in Blah, and then he might bring in. He might bring in Dre the Bay. As I think that was the main reason as to why the substitution even came in. Yeah, Dre is going to be the 4th here. So Riz, unfortunately, the dynamic of Fago and Riz, I feel like would match with Heritage and Sly in a sense of coordination, but that is not going to be the case. Hopefully these players have played with each other prior to this matchup here. This is going to be the start of these 2 teams. We will have to wait and see what happens. As we're going to go with, we played Team Happy and Team Micah last. We'll go Team, I guess we'll put Team Sly on top, and then we'll put Team Fago on the bottom here in a best-of-3 series once again. On the US Eastern server, yeah, we're all good to go. This is the start of something here. We might do 3 best-of-3 series. And then we'll end the video, and then we'll do another set of 3 best-of-3 series. And that'll probably be a decently sized video, to be honest, because we're not cutting it, we're not editing, we're just uploading it to YouTube literally right after, before the bracket is underway. We might have some matches tomorrow as well. Eon coming in as a Season 10 3-time SSL tournament winning title. But this is a very important matchup. I do want to check the audio settings real quick. Yeah, we're good. Definitely have it quieter than on the streams. That's a solid 50 right off of the bat by Blah, but and the reason, what I've been doing is, just the trend is definitely putting whatever team I believe is going to win the series on the blue side, essentially on top of whenever I'm placing the team names. And I do, believe that Heritage, Sly, and Eon are going to be able to take it. Despite, knowing Eon's full capability on the field. I've never watched Eon play before, but Sly and Heritage have, once again, a team dynamic that they performed in the 2v2 tournament fairly recently. It was within our last stream a couple of days ago. And they ended up winning the entire thing. To no one's surprise, it was a decently sized tournament as well. It's, Heritage's ability to be an absolute brick wall on defense. Oh, is that Divio? I'm going to double check. I don't want to distract these players too much. But I also want to know if this is Divio before I kick him out. Which he's already inside the match, so... Okay. Alright, Divio's good. Divio's an admin inside our Discord. He's trustworthy to an extent. Heritage, that's a solid pass over as well. Sly gets shut out by Blah, and already these 2 teams so heavily, evenly matched. And I do think these next series are going to be much more exciting when it comes down to pacing, as well as just overall matched. Obviously, there was one exciting series yesterday, but these ones are just on another level of speed pacing. And these are two teams that you could definitely see both qualifying into those bottom 2 seeds. It just becomes a matter of, how well they play tonight. In these very moments, in these best-of-3 series, you can still win 2 out of your 3 matches and, be in positive position. But you want to win all of them. It's just ideal. We have a couple of interesting teams coming up as well. We do have Mr. Krabs and his squad, which, let me check something real quick. Mr. Krabs and his squad are Nate Slall, Mystical, and Vert, which, to my understanding, Vert is a lower rank. But I guess it'll, he might be a last resort type of deal. Nate Slall and Mystical. I guess we'll have to wait and see what that team dynamic is truly capable of against these 2 rosters as well. But game 1, incredibly exciting up until this point. Might be a bit of an overcommit there, Blah. With a lot of time in possession. Ends up throwing it away. Open at chance there, Dre. Does slow down the pace a little bit. We've seen much more from Dre in the past. We've seen a lot of one success. From his own perspective, Eon's able to finish it off of a centered ball. Pinched off of the backboard here. Eon outpaces 2 defenders double committing from the corner. And he will be able to get credited for that goal as well. Essentially the play stemming from his success within pacing. And Heritage with a solid center ball. There'll be an open net chance there for Eon. Didn't have confident, resources to comply with the open net, but Sly's able to rotate back around into it, and the second goal goes their way. It will be 1 minute and 34 seconds left for Dre, Blah, and Fago. One thing about Fago as well, he was not too happy the fact that he wasn't already qualified into the top 8. He's a little bit upset that he has to prove himself, because he's had to in the past, and he has done so successfully. However, this 3v3 bracket is something else in terms of competition. So I do think, I'm not gonna take it back just because he's upset. But Fago is also, he tends to deliver in these situations. Over in game 1, it's looking unlikely at the moment. That pinch is gonna find its way into the back of the net there. Dre attempts a certain level of aggression here from, oh my goodness, Sly. He just doesn't have the right trajectory set on that 50. And there was a wide rotation, a lot of trust and expectation put on Sly's 50 capabilities there. That one might be on target as well. Sly is able to deflect this one wide, but now Orange side on a bit of a time crunch. Their accuracy has to be flawless to essentially rectify this position that they have put themselves in. And the 2-goal initial deficit here. Heritage looking to capitalize as he dishes it down. Blah's able to collapse on the challenge. That was a backline demo as well. Fago's able to deny, flicks it over a second as well. Now Blah has a bit of ball possession. This ball gets deflected back out in center. Dre with an opportunity ends up going up high. Double tap chance for Dre. Right out by Heritage, and this is the brick wall that I've been talking about. Heritage on defense is just so incredibly well organized with himself. He sets the right trajectory every single time. That one going to be faked out, and Heritage to the far post. It will be surely Team Sly's game number 1. Played out in a victorious fashion. And, it's difficult to once again vote against Heritage. Sly, just that dynamic. You don't even have to know who their third is. Obviously, if he's up to an exceptional rank and capability, then he's going to be able to pull his own weight here. Eon clearly with the first goal. And the reason why the first goal ended out in the back of Team Fago's net. Eon definitely adding something to the team is all you're really looking to accomplish as well, joining in alongside Heritage and Sly. But, Heritage, he doesn't even grind the game very often. He's just He's just naturally this good. You're literally, you know, don't ask me any questions, because I have no answers. And I'm still sick, by the way. I'm trying to get better by the time of the bracket so I can cast at full lung capacity. Heritage, bit of a giveaway touch there. Still outpaces the aggressing forward. In Fago, Blah isn't able to defend it, and it was just a diversion for Sly to come and sweep it from below. Heritage getting a flip reset, slowing down the pace in the air, and apparently Orange side didn't know how to deal with it. 1-0 and a first goal in the first 10 seconds of this game number 2. Once again, blue side in a very prominent position. I do have papers to write stuff down on here. Yeah, so, you know, there are 5 teams that still have to compete to qualify themselves, or at least 6 teams. One of them only has to play one more series. And these matches depend, or determine, rather, who they have to play. And then we do have Blood getting aggressive here. This one going to be dropping down, looking for a first goal and an early equalizer. But it doesn't quite come through. Blue side, once again, just heavily organized on defense. And this is why you just can't see them losing a series unless they go up against a super team with heavily mechanical players. I feel like that's the only time they ever lose. And Heritage going to be credited for this goal, as he does just lob it downfield into a bouncing on target position, capitalizes on a lack of defense. They try to get back to it in time with a heavy press from pushing forward. You know, game 1 was very equalized for a long time, and a bump gonna be attempted. A triple commit to that offensive play on one defender, and they couldn't quite get it done. I believe it was Eon as well on the defensive positioning. That became successful. Another dish down back out in center. Sly slots it home, but the evasion of these 2 defenders that are mainly centered here for the defense. I think it might have been Dre who had a lot of hope, or Blood who had a lot of hope from the backline rotation of their own teammate. Whether that was Fago or Dre or Blood, I'm not entirely sure. The play unraveled a bit too quickly here. Eon's trying to pick off a fourth. Fago's not quite able to put that one on target. Now Sly going up the sidewall here with a flip reset under his sleeve as well. Yeah, this team dynamic is looking deadly, and something funny too as well. Sly is looking to find, you know, whether he is willing to admit it or not, he's looking to find redemption up against Ivan and that squad who are up in that top 6 seeding. Once again, we have the seeding currently done, but we're not gonna give it a shout until obviously the bracket gets posted inside our Discord. But if you guys want to check out that bracket, I have absolutely no clue what I'm talking about. Feel free to, you know, go inside the Twitch chat of MiaSchool1122 and do ! Discord, or just say something in the comments and I'll help you out. We do have Heritage over here. Eon's able to lob it down. Fago with a backward clear, but a lot of work to be done from the orange side. I don't think it's game over for them yet. As once again, if you get second place of these 5 teams, you still have a chance. You just have to win the series up against Happy's squad, in which that is their last series to place in the top 8 seeding. But I think many can agree the fact that the top 6 are so, you know, capable of winning the entire thing. It's absolutely absurd, as you know, in terms of predictions. I think a lot of people would have the same prediction, but also are fairly lenient as to who they would vote for to win the entire thing. Solid redirect going up to the ceiling here. Heritage chopping it down over to Blah. Well, shot by Fago, and it does not find it past Eon. However, you know, it's that double-layered defense that just becomes absolutely impeccable at times. Sly going to be shut down as well. Fago reaching across. But there's just not the right positioning for a 50 like that to become a successful and qualitative offensive approach. Good redirect there by Fago, and the individual prowess from these three players in the orange side are, they're not subpar in any sense. It's just that level of, body language and non-verbal communication. Sly now is an open net chance, and he just pokes it home. 56 seconds. And a 5-0 game. Sly now has a hat trick for himself. Absolutely popping off. Sly has claimed to be slumping for a while. Obviously, he has it in his name, but he's genuinely claimed to be slumping. And not really peaking in ranks. However, I think the mechanical ability to just slot something so simple like that on target will always be with him. Let's take a very long break. As Blah gets a flip reset late and delayed, doesn't become effective. Fago demoed from behind. Dre now with an opportunity, ends up winning the 50 as well. Blah tries to poke this one through, but they might go scoreless here in game number 2. Heavily unexpected, at least by me here. Eon with a solid redirect. Going on, I'm wondering, maybe I'll do 2 series. Because there's 6 matches in total, maybe I'll do 2 series per video. And just do another 3-part kind of day. Or, it'll be part 4 through 6. So I'm gonna be dropping down. Sly. Dre Eon. Sly hops up for this one. Fago looks for a redirect. Just pop it up high. Dre is gonna own goal. Nearly own goaling here for the last goal. As Blah, I'm not entirely sure if that was from frustration, but Heritage, Sly, and Eon played magnificently well. And I think we might have them play up in the next series, just to have them on a continuous streak, or I don't know how that... So now what? Okay, so I think I might do that just for the sole fact. Here, Divio. Dre, okay. Yeah, okay, so they thought they were out, but the thing that he invited both of them back. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick Dre, I'm gonna go ahead and kick Blah. Okay, he's already out. Perfect. So yeah, Div. Yeah, one tap. Okay, so one tap. I'm kind of wondering if there's gonna be a reaction out of Sly or whoever knows one tap. Koro, I don't think they're going to be fairly threatened by, alongside Divio, just knowing this team dynamic and how well they play. Their confidence probably lifted fairly high. But one tap is the player they got to watch out for. One tap, Div and Koro, how have they been playing? Have they been playing? I think is the first question. Together. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. So I think we're just going to be waiting, and I do have to kind of put that down. So I'm going to go ahead and do Divio. No, sorry. Sly is going to be on a... Team Sly is going to be on a 1-of-1 streak. Fago is on a 0-of-1 streak. And then I will message Mr. Krabs to let us know as soon as they are available. Actually, no. You know what we're gonna do? Here's what we're gonna do. So Sly, Koro, or sorry, Sly, Heritage, and Eon are going to be off for this next one here. One tap. And they'll just DM me if they have any questions. As we do have Mr. Krabs. Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and invite Mr. Krabs. Yeah, they were getting done with some scrims, so I was allowing them to... Is he in the K section then? Oh, he is, okay. I was allowing Mr. Krabs and his squad to just kind of play it out, and I was going to have another series go before they play, but I think I'll just have them do it now, just to look a lot more clean. Just trying to be clear and concise with these with this process, just because I've never had so many teams alongside it being 3v3 as well. TK was stressing. He thought he was playing tonight, but and apparently Blyfex was AFK, so we couldn't. There we go. I think we have Krabs in here. Okay. So this might be a little bit more of an exciting series. I think Sly, Heritage, and Eon were expected to come out on top of Divio, Hate Koro, and One Tap Steph. However, One Tap Steph, once again, he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders, but he's also capable of so many things. Is Krabs on the pre? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Mr. Krabs, he tends to pop off whenever he plays or drinks pre-workout right before he plays. I am. How did you know? He's really trying to make that top 8 spot. Clearly, this means a lot to him if he's on the pre-workout. So it is Mystic RL that he's going to be bringing in. I do know, once again, he has a sub, but I think that sub is lower ranked. It's more of a last resort as opposed to as a clutch type of sub because of a third member, you know, not confirming reliability of appearance. Oh, and Just Vert is actually going to be... Oh, wait, is Just Vert the same guy? I got to confirm something. I'm wondering... I think Just Vert might be... Yeah, Vert is... Okay, so Vert is, to my understanding, a lower rank, or at least I from what I knew or how I knew him a long time ago, he was a lower rank. I think Mr. Krabs might be in comms here. Just to kind of ramp up the intensity. Oh. So we're going to go ahead and do, I think I will, I'm not entirely sure because, you know, I don't know the capabilities, the full capabilities of, you know, Vert and Mystical, or at least Vert now and Mystical. Mystical is back. I think Mystical might be heavily relied on, just like One Tap Steph. We'll go Team Mr. Krabs on top. And we'll go Team Div. We are all good. Best of 3 series is about to be underway. This will be the second out of 6 series tonight. Team Mr. Krabs going up against Team Divio. Team Sly, rather, did come out on top against Team Fago. Team Fago's not quite out of it yet, and once again, you want to win as many teams as possible. Does not matter, you know, what placement you are. Doesn't matter what you had experienced in prior series. You just want to win as many as possible. You might have a chance in that top 8 even if you don't initially get it. I think the chances are slim knowing the competition and reliability of the current top 6. But we'll have to wait and see what happens here. Hate Core with an early miss coming through. One tap Steph does clutch up, and I think we're going to be a lot of, seeing a lot of that in tonight's matches. Not entirely sure though, because you know what one tap's capable of. Does he have a decent understanding of his teammates' capabilities? However, that's going to be an early turn on net here. Mr. Krabs and a scramble of bodies right out in front of the box of the orange side. Mr. Krabs just kind of wave dashes back into position. Be a very, very unorthodox start of game number 1. Mr. Krabs taking this one up the corner here. But yeah, once again, I do think Fago's team and Heritage's team, I think they might have the most, realistic chance at a top 8 out of these 4 squads, rather. Wesh, yet to hear from him about his team's availability for qualification matches. Mr. Krabs enforced to rotate back. Does double commit with Mystical to find the boost here. There might be a redirect, though. He pops it up high. Mr. Krabs going airborne. Looks for a second touch as well. Still gets dunked down. One tap Steph is able to take it off of his own ball possession. Blue side with a lot of pressure on the opposition side themselves. But once again, one tap Steph, he's currently joining as one of the best members inside the community to ever join. He had an insane peak. You gotta be wondering if he's still in that position. I feel like they might need that to be true to get into that top 8 spot. One tap Steph, once again, a lot of weight on his own shoulders. Will he deliver at a time like this? Vert with an opportunity of a shot on target. Hey, Coral couldn't quite defend. And that gonna be a 2-0 game. Orange with an unfortunate start. 3 minutes and 19 seconds. With a confident approach up until this point here, Krabs just Vert Mystical. Mr. Krabs just kind of panicking off of the opposing side backboard. Mr. Krabs looking for a double tap of his own here. Not initially made contact on Divio and Hate Choreo. Got to be wondering how much practice they had leading up to this very moment. I do think Divio may be lackluster. One tap Steph gets demoed off of his own defensive positioning. That was a solid demo coming through because that is their most reliable positioning within that, current situation. It was just an open lane for blue side to capitalize. Specifically, Mr. Krabs. Just Vert tries to turn that one on, and he's also had a solid bit of relevance here. That will be a pre-flip past 1. Yeah, Just Vert has had a solid bit of relevance inside these matches this far. It's seeming a bit like a scrim match here, from our regular stream where any rank can come and join. As one tap Steph, that's a good denial there by Hate Coral. Mystical doesn't make initial contact on the ball. That's an open-end chance for Just Vert, though, and a heavy touch. One tap Steph couldn't quite recover in time, and maybe a pop-off in game 2 to revitalize their confidence and hopes. Blue must change something, it feels like. A necessity. Once again, Divio and Hate Coral, they are OGs. They have been within the community for a while. Mr. Krabs up early for this one. It's going to be dished out. One tap Steph, not the most qualitative touch. But it gets challenged. Divio's able to outpace 1, but it's also not the most beneficial touch here. And a 5-0 win. As Mystical sinks in his own second goal. Divio jumps up a bit early for this one. One tap Steph was with the expectation of a pass. What will this orange side bring to the table? I think this might be their largest opportunity of gaining some momentum is against this team right here. But it is a best-of-3 series, so they have another life. One-tap Steph with a solo play, and I do think that Mr. Krabs obtains the understanding of one-tap Steph's mechanical capability. And he's probably spread the word, knowing this team and this squad, I believe, is in comms at the moment. That's just, you know, a wild guess. I think they're on comms. Great Koro does center the ball, but it's an early collapse down on it by Mr. Krabs to get the ball going back down the other direction. Mr. Krabs able to turn this one around, and another open net chance. And a 6-0 performance, 51 seconds. And a massive start to the series here by the blue side. The Rocket Demigod strikes again for his own hat trick here on 112 ping. And I've just recently found out... Okay, never mind, he's back on 84. I've just recently found out that Mr. Krabs is on West servers. You know, I don't think it's a matter of one-tap's individual performance as to the reason of Orange Side's downfall in Game 1. But I feel like he's just not getting significant touches on the ball. He just hasn't had many opportunities, I guess. It's going to be an early touch, but it doesn't become threatening right off of the bat. And he might be playing with a lack of confidence as well, which is heavily understandable. Divio over to one tap with a heavy touch, looks for a second one, and obviously we saw that flip reset come out. That just seems like the usual and expectation of one-tap Steph in a matchup, you know, in any given atmosphere. One tap, but he rushes that touch a bit too much, and, you know, it doesn't seem confident either. Divio nearly pops it over. This, you know, they could play out the Brazil just to get one for the road and one for a bit of confidence. A selective bit of hopium. This one not going to find its way, though, and an 8th goal will be attempted. However, Orange side down by 1 in the series. Oh, one-tap Steph has left the match. He's probably going to switch, you know, maybe into the Fennec. Yeah, once again, he doesn't seem comfortable. We've seen him perform much better. 0 shots coming out from both Divio and Hate Koro. Obviously, one tap is where you want to prioritize the shots. But, yeah, actually 0 shots all across the board, so they haven't had much offensive pressure. Like I've alluded to before, this seems like a must, like a must-win series. However, Mr. Krabs just vert mystical. You don't want to downgrade their performance, as you do want to recognize the capability of this team. Just coming out of scrims, I believe, all 3 of these members. Just vert, definitely a solid performance though from last time I watched him play. He actually added me in our Discord main chat, saying, mentioning who what his name used to be, and you know, he was like, and I'm talking like plat, maybe, you know, maybe gold or silver. I don't really remember, maybe diamond 1, but he's definitely looking higher than a diamond 1 at the moment. As will they take the series in 2, or is a game 3 going to decide who takes their first win of these pre-qualification matches? Or these, you know, regular qualification matches. So one tap, he hasn't actually changed his body, he just changed his decal, I think. You know, even if that. Maybe he just has the Bacchus mod plugin where he leaves the match right away. Oh, that's shut down though. One tap is just trying to get some momentum going back down the other way. Awkward rotation coming out from the blue, and Div's nearly able to collapse down on it to a capitalizing standard. I think one tap, he's just outranking everyone inside the lobby. It's difficult to, you know, tell whether anyone else is going to touch the ball. It seems a bit difficult for him to play. So maybe he will have a better time and a more... That's a delayed shot as well, off the crossbar and down. A lot of time to think about it. That's not going to be initially an on-target shot. In need of a rebound. That doesn't quite come through. Divio now rotating back into this one here. He gets a heavy touch on target as that one nearly finds its way, but a pre-flip pinches it off of the near post side. And Orange now heavy pressing, looking for their first goal of the series. as well as the first goal scored by either teams of Game 2. It would be a solid retaliation and turnarounds. That's one tap with an open net chance, though, and he slots it home, and he cuts it wide toward that far post side, and it's not a bad, sense of an idea, which he obviously executed exceptionally well. Coming down to a minute in 30 seconds. Heavy touch there, and, Orange is just a matter of their midfield capability. Good respect there by Divio, though, understanding even though one-tap Steph is 0 boost, he's able to do something intelligent on the ball every time. He caught with an open chance, but obviously there was a defender to evade within the shot accuracy. Just Vert lobbing this one down. Gonna be deflected at first look. Mystical trying to turn this one around. He's got some space and time to think about it. Yeah, just a swarm of bodies here by the Orange. Looking to poke this one to the far side. Mystical is able to rotate into one-tap Steph, and they maneuver the ball around his own position. That was a well-played kind of passing play there by the blue side on the Orange half. Mystical playing a dangerous ball, however, plays it flawlessly. Holy. Out to the corner it goes. 2 minutes and 30 seconds here. Orange, can they hold on to their lead and bring us into a Game 3? How long is this video anyways? I don't know. I don't have it tabbed in right now. One tap, can he find a touch? He doesn't quite, but a solid rotation out by Hate Koro. I've noticed one thing about Hate Koro is ability to come in clutch on defense, and we'll find a backflip. Divio sneaks it under one. Mr. Krabs looks for a double tap of his own, ends up winning the 50. Just Vert up early for this one. Might have intruded on the play that Mr. Krabs was trying to set up in the individual fashion. Essentially trying to throw the Orange side off guard. That's a miss coming out from Divio, but Hate Koro once again rotates in the way, and a bump onto one-tap Steph, and a solid cut there on the ball, and Mr. Krabs ends up slotting it home, but Just Vert with all of the pressure. With a very brilliant play, understanding how to be as unpredictable as possible and deny the expectation of the defense from the other side. Will be a minute and 30 seconds here for the Orange to bring themselves back in the series. Divio slotting this one down as Mystical tries to aggress forward. On tap now takes it out to the sidewall here. Just attempting a dunk. It's taken away by Mr. Krabs. Blue side are seeming to find their own footing here and a lot more comfort. Oh, what a double tap. Oh my, it's not even... It's even a redirect here. That one's going to be on target, though. Divio denies. And one tap just tries to find some sort of contact. Koro as well. Demo comes through. Miss, and one tap with an opportunity of a second touch. He gets it out in center. Again, one tap, he's just not looking nearly as clean or nearly as comfortable as he typically does in any Rocket League situation. We've seen him in this, position before. Obviously, mostly against lower level competition, not in this as, competitive of a scene. Solid double tap there, one tap with an incredible read off of the backboard. Under high amounts of pressure as well. That's what he strives best. Double tap chance, that one going back out to center. Oh no, it's an own goal from one tap Steph, 13 seconds. And Mystical will be credited. That's so unfortunate though. You thought it was on target. One tap Steph thought it was on target. Never to be seen before. Actually, we probably have seen an own goal from one tap Steph, just solely based on the fact of how much we've seen him play in general. But the series will more than likely go in 2 for the blue side. And Divio also with the understanding that that's not game over. Wait a minute. One tap Steph keeps this one alive, but it will be dug down, however. That's going to be game over. Just Vert, Mystical, and Mr. Krabs end up taking the first series here, in which they will also be in a 1-1 record. Or 1 out of 1 record. No, not Wesh. 1 out of 1. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do... Okay, so who we will do next, it will actually be one of those two teams. I will go, I'm gonna go Mr. Krabs. So it'll go Sly versus Mr. Krabs. I'm gonna do a separate video for this one though, so I will see you guys in the next one.